Yeah, that's right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. This is OCCW, and this is the Royal Ramble with Jonathan Malice and our tag team champions, Azrael and B.A. Marcus Frey.
Ladies and gentlemen, hello again and welcome to Orange County Championship Wrestling flagship show, the Royal Ramble. We will talk about all topics relevant to professional wrestling, both big time, small time, and all points in between. To my left, the incorrigible, insatiable, indescribable half of Thunder and Lightning, the OCCW Tag Team Champions of the county, Azrael.
I am half of the OCCW Tag Team Champions of the world, Azrael.
And to my right, the distinguished, the definitive, the BA. Some people say he's bad at making friends, but I think he's doing just fine. BA, Marcus Frey.
Oh, you gave him a D and me an I. I like how this is going.
I don't need no friends that ain't gonna pay me.
That's right. For those of you not in the know, right? Coming up 10 days from today, as a matter of fact, we have No Pity here in Stanton at the Della O Training Center. You will see these two gentlemen defend their tag team belts against those lowlifes from Lucha Pro, V-Pac and Daniel Moon. Your thoughts on that, gentlemen?
I've been waiting to get my hands on these suckers, man. They wanted to sit there and run around talking about OCCW don't amount to nothing. But then the last time I checked, they've been scared to show their face around Orange County.
Yeah, you know what? They didn't come crashing into the dojo. They haven't run in on any of the shows. Nothing like we expected.
And then for them to think that, our fearless leader's not going to show up, so maybe we'll take his place and we'll show up to represent him. Where is he? If he's your boy, why doesn't he have your back?
You know, I don't know, but you know what? What I do know is that we've got something special waiting for them.
Oh, yeah, that's called a grade A ass kicking.
Now, I know you guys have been doing business up there in that wonderful part of town.
Shithole Los Angeles.
South Central LA. But this is Orange County. Things are just a little bit different. If you don't know your way around wherever you are, right, you're going to run into something that you don't know how to handle. All right?
I mean, they're fools, and the show is No Pity. And I got B.A. Marcus Frey.
And I don't pity no fool.
Yeah, and B.A. Marcus Frey don't pity no fool.
That's right, and I don't pity any fools. And they say God looks after fools and children. Well, he ain't going to be looking after those fools.
Well, he going to be looking after them after I send their ass back up to heaven.
That's right.
I mean, we're trained in the Lucha Libre just as good as them. Look, I jumped on B.A., I wrapped my legs around his waist, and he ran around the whole building with me while I went, andale, andale, arriba, arriba. I'm ready for this match. I am so ready for this match. You have no idea.
We're going to talk a little bit more about the card for No Pity on the 29th. But what I wanted to do, I wanted to give a shout out to our champion, the Lucha Pro champion, and the real people's champion of OCCW, Gustin Uberstud, who I didn't know he had a brother.
Hey, you know, you find out some weird things about people when you see them on television.
I'm sure he was living his dream out there on Raw.
You know what?
I had a dream like that once. I woke up in a cold sweat, man. I don't want to fight no damn pair of Vikings.
Some of us call that a nightmare.
You don't want to live every dream you have, man.
That's true. But in this instance, Gustin Uberstud, for those of you who have not heard by now, made his second appearance on Raw at WWE's flagship show down in I call it the
Honda
Pond.
Center, right?
Everyone else calls it the Honda Center.
I call it the Ponda Center.
I call it the WWF. Everyone else calls it WWE. In any case, here in Anaheim, Gustin Uberstud
and our match is still running. Our match does not have a decision yet. He's taking a little break. He's off in Hollywood, running around, doing the big things. But I'm going to be ready for him in his sleep, and I'm going to get that Lucha Pro Championship, and then I'll be the king, because that's my yard, my junkyard. That's my 57 Impala rusting in the corner over there.
Right. And
so gone are the times of Todd the Cheeseburger.
Looks like...
And now in comes... What was his name?
Chip?
Ron
I didn't see what name
and
they had him
Ray.
under.
Some
tag team partner.
I mean, his tag team partner got worse than he did, so I think that
Yeah, he
kid
did.
is probably not walking right now.
And Uber still didn't get pinned in that match,
That's
right?
true.
He's still undefeated. So he's an undefeated star from the Raw show versus Mikey O'Shea, the undefeated star of SmackDown, right here on our card on June 29th. Mikey O'Shea didn't get beat by nobody, and neither did the Uber Stud on the big show. So they are both, they didn't win, but they didn't lose neither.
That's right. And you know what? OCCW continues to bring WWE level talent to its shows.
We are the future. We are the truth. We're the real deal, the Ferris wheel, and the tilt-a-whirl, man.
That's right, right.
And you're right, Paul. Raw was at the Staples Center. It wasn't Anaheim.
Oh, is it Staples Center?
Staples Center,
I'm
yes.
sorry. Okay, thank you. Is that
I don't
Paul
go to
Stitz?
LA, man. It's dangerous.
Hey, Paul Stitz, how are you? Thanks for the correction.
I only go to shows in Orange County. Beautiful, delightful Orange County. You're not prying me to LA without, threat of violence.
Speaking of which, did you notice that they canceled the show in Palm Springs? Did you guys hear about that?
I didn't know.
Nobody. Okay, WWE canceled the show in Palm Springs.
They're not drawn well.
I mean, they're starting to finally realize that though there is a wrestling market, not everybody really gives a damn, especially about their product right now.
Well, their product is what it is. I mean, it's there are people who watch the NFL and say that's not real football. There's
Right,
people-
which is true. I mean, it used to be.
Well, and then there's people like me who watch the UFC and they're like,
That's not real fighting.
but it is. And
Right.
Those guys are great athletes and they're doing better than they did.
I'm
20
sorry,
years
but
ago.
when I'm fighting, I allow myself to bite, kick you in the balls, whatever. That's a real fight. If you really want to stand up against me, you gonna stand up and see what hurt really feels like. But
Hear that, Vito? You might get bit in the balls here on June 29th. You try to mess around in this gang fight, I'm going to get a piece of you, Danny Moon.
And in an unrelated, certainly not relatable to the fact that Gusten Uberstad was on. I mean, had they talked a little bit about it and hyped up his appearance, their viewership might not have slipped again. It was up.
That's true.
It was up 5% from last week, but they ran against the NBA Finals, right? This
Right.
week they had nothing,
Yeah.
nothing, and they couldn't draw 3
and they
million
real
viewers.
still had nothing to show for it.
It's perturbing now, and people, apologists will say, well, they're watching the WWE on different platforms. There's their streaming service, and then there's
Well, and here then begs the question: does it work against them? Because when I want to know what's going on in the wrestling world of WWE, I get all my updates on YouTube. I can literally surf YouTube and be caught up on the show in less than 15 minutes rather than sitting through an entire episode of dry, tired-ass writing. Same old. Let's open the show with someone with a microphone in their hand. Then let's go to a pointless match. Then let's have a decent match. Then it's downhill from there for the next hour. Then let's all of a sudden have something good at the end of the second hour. And then it's all shit for the next hour.
okay. We're gonna kind
I
of.
saw Mikey O'Shea working security on Raw. He probably let Gusten in. That's his buddy.
He probably
He's
did.
watching the door. It's just a swinging door behind O'Shea. Right this way, everybody.
Real quick, Azrael, I guess one of your buddies, Richard's saying hi to you, and he says, Master Ken says hi.
Hello. Lucha Libre is bullshit. If you've ever seen Master Ken, karate is bullshit. Jiu-jitsu is bullshit.
Oh, is that
Taekwondo
it?
is bullshit.
You need someone watching your back at all times. Practice the buddy system and whatnot.
Yeah, you ever seen the ground fighting?
Yeah,
We get side by side on the ground like this.
Okay, I get
That's
Master
the
Ken.
real shit.
All right. In other news, right? I had it written down. Seth Rollins beats Bryan Danielson. And did you guys watch Raw last night?
Not.
You know what?
at
Look,
all.
all right, I made it a point.
we are
actually watched that show.
I mean,
Alright,
see,
go
here's the
for it.
thing.
Tell me about it. Tell me
That
about it. You're
should tell
down.
you something.
You
When
and
the guy who
Double.
always says that the good wrestling took place back in the 80s
I did not-
takes the time. I'm sorry, it's the 60s. takes the time to actually watch
In
Raw.
1917, Frank Gotch versus George Hackenschmidt in a 2 out of 3 falls match.
that shows you where the product is. You took the time to say, you know what, let me catch up on it, and we're all tired of it. Like this piece of garbage pay-per-view that I literally just found out about. I didn't even know about it. And then I hear the name, and the name makes me want to vomit alone.
Stomping
Stomping Grounds.
You went order
Like,
Stomping Grounds for
no,
$60?
That's how
60
You know what?
bucks?
Well, back in the day when you had to order the pay-per-view, it
Right,
used to be
right.
$60. So I always looked at the
Well, like,
pay-per-view
if
and
I
like, would
wanted-
I spend $60 for this?
Yeah, like if it was still something that I had to go and pay that much for,
Well, because
I
I-
wouldn't do it.
But it's
I
like
have-
they've already getting $10. It's auto debit.
Yeah,
Fuck it.
yeah.
Here.
Well, I have, you know, I'm not subscribed to the,
Right.
all right, and I see the advertisements for
For
it.
when you have to, and it's like
Yeah.
what, $59.99.
Yeah, and if I
right?
wanted to watch it,
which you don't.
no. But if I did, I think the thing that would keep me from watching is the fact that it's $60.
And the fact that it's called Stomping Grounds.
Well, yeah,
that's a
that's
terrible name.
Coming from Tacoma, Washington.
Right. Like
wow,
that
that's
is
as
nowhere
far
near where you guys got
anyone's
started.
stomping grounds that I can imagine.
So
Who
let-
lives there?
So let me ask you this: for decades now, we've had WrestleMania every April. We've had the Survivor Series every December or November.
Right.
We've had the Royal Rumble every April.
Right, because they have their
SummerSlam.
No, Royal Rumble's
season
January.
starting
Okay,
show.
January, and then SummerSlam in August, July, right?
Right.
Okay.
SummerSlam's August.
Now with this Stomping Grounds, and what was the other one? The Greatest or the Super Showdown? Are we going to have a renaming of these landmark shows?
I think that what it is they don't want to recycle things like
CJ's from Tacoma. I forgot. CJ's from Tacoma, Washington.
so what you
and so
should
is
be
probably
saying
Daniel.
is
I think Daniel
the
Bryan
only
is
Del-
also
Hey,
from Tacoma.
So she's like the only Del Taco that came out of Barstow. You know,
Right.
like you
She's-
got to have something good
The whole
that comes
show
out of a
is
piece of
around.
crap.
Yes. Yeah, the diamond in the rough, so to speak. It's like, and if you've been to that Del Taco in
Somebody's
Barstow,
sleeping
by
on the
God,
couch tonight.
the fries are delightful at the Del Taco. It is.
You forgot.
I wasn't gonna make mention of.
Well, I mean, we didn't say that it was a shithole. We're just saying that it's nowhere
It's
near.
not Madison Square Garden.
Right.
They're from New York.
Like if you're gonna name a
the
show
other side of the
Stomping
country.
Grounds,
It's
it
like-
should probably be where you actually got started.
right.
it's like
You
Corona with
Stomp your own
mountains.
Stomping
Right.
Grounds. I got you.
No, nobody calls Tacoma, Washington, unless you're CJ.
It's not as
They're
good.
Stomping Grounds.
Unless you're from there or spent a long time there.
Exactly. It makes no sense.
Yeah, let's put
For
up a
wrestling,
fire.
it makes no sense.
Maybe if Ronnie Garvin was there, there would be the Ronnie Garvin Stomping Grounds.
Yeah.
I mean, they had Great Balls of Fire last year. Who greenlit that as a goddamn idea?
Do you think they're going to? That's going to be the name
some
for
kind
the
of rib?
show in July. Or-
So I think what they're going to end up doing is I think every year they're going to find something new.
New
it's
names
going to be
for
a
the-
new. It's going to be a new name only for the shows that are not staple shows.
They got 46 television writers on staff, and goddammit, Stomping Grounds from Tacoma, Washington,
Yeah, I
or
mean-
Great Balls of Fire.
I mean,
yeah, what is that?
Yeah.
Great Balls of
How about
Fire.
the
Like my,
Super Showdown?
look, I'm gonna.
Well, and the Super Showdown is something that they're trying to turn into an annual
Yeah,
thing.
It's a
Like, they're
WrestleMania
doing
caliber
that-
pay-per-view.
Right. So they're doing Super Showdown
At the
I
end of
believe
Ramadan,
at the
right?
end of, yeah,
At the
exactly.
end of
So
Ramadan.
whenever they can get that big ass check to be able to sell their souls, they're going to do the Super Showdown every year. And that's fine, whatever. It's a terrible name for a show. It's a terrible location. Everything
if they
about it
put
is terrible,
Awesome in
but
the middle, it would be
right,
cool.
right. Well, I mean, then,
Well, but that is cool. But when you think about it, when you look at Super Awesome Showdown, right? That is really like they're really playing off their. That works.
that's something
For
different.
what it is,
right?
yeah, for what it is.
You don't go to that show down in San Diego and expect to see the wrestling type of show.
Right.
You know,
That's such a cool show.
but then when you go to a WWE event and the title of the show is Super Showdown, are all of a sudden the people going to have superpowers? Like, what am I going to see? Am I going to see a Marvel-based wrestling show? Like,
You're
I
thinking,
don't
like,
know
the
what
things in other countries are always like 10 years behind. So they're like going back to like, them stupid
Tombstone,
pay-per-view
Arizona.
names from
Clash.
back in the day, right?
Right. So they're gonna have
Like Hasselhoff's still big in Germany.
So next year they're gonna have Nitro or something like that. The great Saudi Arabian Bash.
The next super showdown from Saudi Arabia is Hulk Hogan versus the Iron Sheik.
Clash of the
And
Titans.
this time Hulk Hogan's getting his receipt. Look, or Iron Sheik's gonna fucking go over strong on you, boy.
You jabroni, I shit
But
in your
look,
ass.
Lucha Pro is gonna be on our stomping grounds on June 29th, and I'm gonna dunk on Danny Moon, put my great balls of fire on his head, and watch him sink into the ground like a railroad
Yeah,
spike.
you gonna see that white boys can jump.
Yeah, gonna jump. Yeah, you know what? And if you stick your head in your nose where it doesn't belong, Vintage,
Well, he's not coming.
how do you know?
I'm pretty sure he's not on the card. Who he's defending the belt against?
Yeah, I wouldn't hold that.
Yeah,
against
but he
that
told me
rat
he was
to show up though.
Yeah, he was singing at a bar mitzvah or something. He wasn't gonna be able to make it.
Oh, that's a big booking.
Yeah, so
That's one of them special events that Steve Dodge does. It's on his flyer. It says it right on there. I didn't pick it up.
He does.
But so we got let's go over that card a little bit. We have V-Pac and Daniel Moon against Thunder and Lightning. All right, now
I mean, I've been looking for a new pair of shoes, so I'm gonna be sticking my foot up some asses in that show.
yeah, and V-Pac is double tough. He's a big, strong guy. You guys, Daniel Moon is probably one of the best technicians in the indie scene here in SoCal. It's going to be really sad to see their lives get ruined when they get in the ring with you two guys. And
but I'm a great technician, and he's big and strong. So it's like an equal matching
Right.
of individuals.
Step in the ring and show me what you got.
except I think that you guys
Eye to eye, if you can get on this level.
And you with 'em low, with 'em low, with 'em low. We're going to be unstoppable on June 29th.
Is that more hip hop that I don't know anything about?
That's our entrance music.
That's
How
our
you not
entrance
know that
song.
shit? You really don't pay attention while the shows are going
Damn.
on.
Oh yeah, I do. Yeah, I have to make sure that no one is stealing from me, so that you guys can get paid. I'm sorry. All right.
That's why you need a general manager. I've been saying this since day
Oh
one.
yeah, I could just see it now. Joey the Bull handling the money.
Hey, I can handle anything, sir.
You can handle this. Okay. And
You can handle any great balls of fire you throw at
tag
him.
team qualification match. We have La Raza, the three-time champions,
47-time tag team champions.
The never champions again as long as I hold it.
coming up against their old rivals and former champions, Suburban Justice, Chris Camacho, and Dangerous Drew Masters, the Azure Warrior.
No, I mean, the thing is, they might actually stand a pretty good chance now that it seems that Drew Masters has gotten his head out of his ass, or at least got his head out of Vintage Dragon's ass,
Yeah.
and is now showing some fire. Now, if he can keep his little shooty friend like under control.
Are they speaking Spanish to each other?
Like if he can keep them focused,
Yeah.
you know, like they might actually, like they might actually be able to do something.
All right, fair enough. Okay, so who do you like in that match?
I like Camacho and Drew Masters. They're like the smile now and cry later sign from high school. Camacho's walking around all joyful, and Drew Masters has been very salty lately. Salty Drew Masters
Salty.
on.
Yeah, you know, but that salt is working in his favor.
I
I mean,
agree.
if he can hone it, though, that's the thing. Don't just go around being salty and pouty about it, but do something with it.
Keep in mind, La Raza was instrumental in the theft, the outright purloining of the OCCW title. So
Right.
don't think that they're going to come back here and not have a little receipt waiting for it.
Oh
Keep
yeah,
that in mind.
we don't forget. That's the thing is, we definitely don't forget that you boys chose Lucha Pro. You know, you want to choose Lucha Pro, that's fine. But every time you come up in here, this is why they call this our stomping grounds, because we're going to stomp any jackass that wants to come up in here representing any other crew, whether it be UEW, Lucha Pro, whatever you want to sit there and fly your flag about.
And don't think
it's going to be
we've-
under our foot.
Don't think we've forgotten about Mariachi Loco and Junior Cholo or Little Cholo.
They better not show their faces.
Yeah, I haven't
again.
seen you in a while, guys. You tried coming in here the other day, tried to shoot a promo. Haven't seen the promo. Haven't seen you. The hell? All right. Freddie Helmuth will be on the card against Bulletproof. Now, these are two people that I just don't like.
They're two people that hit freaking hard. Though.
You know what? Exactly. They are fantastic.
My eye was swollen for almost a week after I took a knee from Bulletproof.
They are the, you know.
I told you to quit resisting, and he just kept hitting you. Quit getting up.
Right.
A match between those two.
I grew up watching Roots. So I don't stay down.
Your name is
Freddie
Tobin.
Helmuth, always a brutal, hard-hitting, hard-pounding match, and Bulletproof is tougher than a $3 steak. Is that what you call it?
Yeah.
$3 steak.
I don't pay $3 for no steak, man.
He will keep
And that's
coming
why. That's why you don't know the leather that is a $3 steak.
until you put them down. So that's going to be a no DQ match. So that should be interesting.
Okay.
That's going to be awesome.
Well, he's bulletproof. Is he kendo stick proof?
There you
Is
go.
he chair proof? We're gonna find out.
Guy Cool will be on the card. His opponent has yet to be named. We'll get that to you probably before the end of this week.
Well, I hope his opponent is ready for a party. Because
Yes.
it's always a party in that ring where God Cool.
Yeah, you know what? I miss Guy Cool. I got to say, you know, he'd been away for a couple years and we hadn't booked him. And yeah, to see him back, he looks like he's gotten himself back in shape because he was looking like a little bit too party.
I mean, Guy Cool's made me party when I didn't even want to party. We had a whole match. We had a whole fight about that. He was trying to make me drink beer, and I didn't even want to drink beer. And he made me drink a beer.
He made you drink a beer?
You're right. You know,
You
I
mean
like
a
to.
beer factory?
You know, I keep it safe and sane, John.
Oh, yes.
I'm a straight
Yes.
edge.
I've seen you with fireworks in your hand. It's nothing safe and sane about you, man. The main event, or co-main event, as it were, due to the fact that Vintage Dragon has given us several different reasons why he will not defend
Fear.
the OCCW title, and you know what? He's coming up against that 60-day mark.
Yeah.
If he doesn't defend it, belt's going to come back to us.
I mean, if you want to come down here on a Wednesday and drop that title, you can do that.
yeah. Well, keep that in mind. You know, you're going to be getting awfully close to having your title removed from you if you do not have the requisite defenses put in time. We have Gustin Uberstud, the Lucha Pro champion, who's been defending that belt more times than any of the other
Ever in Lucha
if you-
Pro
I
history.
guarantee you, if you ask him,
Exactly.
he was defending it last night on Raw. I mean, that's what that guy does. He's
I mean,
a
it was a
fighting
tag
champion.
match,
I mean,
though.
yeah, but you can
I
say
mean,
stipulation.
The
out for one.
Raiders don't get their hand raised.
And he would have won the OCCW at that 3-man tag. So it's not
true.
unheard of, right?
Right, you know?
And he's going to be facing the stalwart, the the gatekeeper, the
The security man.
BA. I'm sorry.
God damn
I
it.
said security man.
No.
I-
O'Shea,
Damn.
goddammit.
I was like,
You've known
I
him for
didn't know I
10
was booked
years.
The
twice.
Irish juggernaut. Oh my God.
Known him for 10 years.
Let's try that again. Rewind. Okay.
Attaboy.
Hey, editor Robert, can you edit that
Yo,
out? So no
we're
one sees
live,
that?
John.
I'm
We're
kidding.
live.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Robert's like, wake me up.
The
when you're
Irish
He's like-
juggernaut, the man who has wrecked more wrestlers than he has all-you-can-eat buffets, Mikey
Damn.
O'Shea.
Hey,
You know what?
and the thing is, don't sleep on Mikey though. He's starting to show a lot more fire. I don't know what it is. It's something in the water in Orange County that are making these guys that have been the happy-go-lucky guys start to find a little bit of beast in them.
Well, you know what? I think, for a long time here in Orange County, people were just happy to have a place to wrestle, right?
Yeah.
We're wrestling in Orange County because, a lot of the people in, the promotions in LA were like, fuck Orange County. And now they see us doing well and they're like, well, really fuck Orange County.
Right.
Especially that dude who runs that place, and I'm like, you know what, dude? Fuck you, right?
Thank you, So Collins.
Yeah, and so I'm sorry for the salty language, right? I got a call from someone today and I let him have it.
Did you really?
Yeah, I'll tell you about that later.
All right.
No, I can't wait.
I want to.
But
That sounds like a fun
Parent
What
Teachers
fast food
Committee
joint
is
was
calling
this?
us on the 9 p.m. podcast.
Right.
But
Not
the
yet.
point is this, people are now starting to take pride not just in their Fed, but in the fact that it represents Orange County. And, I've told you time and again, I'm not going to go to LA. I'm not going to try to go to San Diego. We're
Because
not
why
gonna-
should we?
Because we are Orange County.
Who's running Orange County right now?
We are, and we have been for years.
So why should we go anywhere else?
That's right.
Y'all, like I said, we can keep going back to the name of the pay-per-view. Y'all want to talk about Stomping Grounds? This
is
is
the
where
Stomping
we
Ground.
are. This is where the dojo is. This is where the ring is. This is where we run. If you don't like it, don't show up. But guess what? You miss it, you're going to regret it.
And we do not apologize for being Orange County, for being in Orange County, for
Not-
being
not
from
a
Orange
damn
County.
bit.
So if you want to stick your nose in the air and talk about how your city is so much better because your wrestling is in that city, that is such nonsense. That is dumber. I can't think of anything dumber than that mindset.
When was the last time one of your shows in your city ran for over 300 tickets? When was the last time that you literally shut a place down? Next Level ain't even around anymore because we basically
Burn that motherfucker down, baby.
down.
I burned
That's what we do here in Orange County.
And, and in case you haven't noticed, we're not going away. Keep running off and talking about how great your set is and then where you come from is so great, right? It doesn't
We got
mean anything
gangsters
to us.
too. I'm hard all the time. I'm hard 24/7. I'm hard right now.
Yes.
Damn. He's hard right now.
Right now, I'm excited. I can't wait for the 29th.
We got
This
out
is
stuff
why I
coming
don't
up.
let him jump on my back
exactly.
no more.
This man, hey,
We are training in Lucha Libre. I will jump on your back and you will run around.
so Blue Chew, if you're watching, we need the sponsorship. Okay, this brings us to a new segment in our show. I call it Headlines. Feel free to add suggestions for the Exactly. I borrowed it from a four-letter competitor. You have 1 minute. I'm going to throw a topic out there. Robert, if you'd like, you could even put the name of the topic that I throw out there on the screen.
Or you can just take it
Or
down.
you can just keep watching.
Alexander Vega's
playing
watching the program.
Candy Crush.
And in Primera Lucha, it's going to be El Grande Negro and the Blanco Extraordinaire versus VVPS Daniel Luna.
En dos packs.
In Primera Lucha, Sábado,
Dos packs.
Juno 29. Be there.
There
you go.
All right.
Well, real quick, big shout out to Jessica Sky, CJ, of course, Mr. Steve Dodge, DJ
Steve.
SoCal, Mindy Hinojosa.
I love you, girl.
Jamal's even watching
Jamal is
too.
tuned in.
Hey,
What
Jamal,
up?
you're-
What up, Wallace?
Isaac Molina
Isaac, peace. You better be in class tomorrow, Isaac.
and Heidi. Heidi's watching too.
I bet she is, too. She's probably watching us now. Probably watching you.
A little bit
Like on the show or from through the
Yeah.
window? Heidi, damn it. Scare the shit out of me.
Okay, all right. So here we go with headlines, all right? I'm going to give you 1 minute. I got the timer right here. Feel free to watch the timer. We're going to open with you, all right?
God.
All right? And you're gonna give your opinion, too. Right. John Moxley, go.
He's red hot. He's doing finally what he wants to do. He didn't like being the Dean Ambrose character, and you could tell he was the most boring podcast interview I've ever seen with Stone Cold Steve Austin. Not the corporate person is Dean Ambrose, but Dean Ambrose, you could have walked into Vince McMahon's office. You could have said, "I don't want to talk to a potted plant, goddammit, old man. I don't want to talk to a broom because I'm not an idiot. I used to take bumps through glass and barbed wire. This is not the lunatic fringe talking to a mop. I'm not Perry Saturn. Damn it, I'm not on cocaine. So go ahead and put me in the match." And nobody gave a damn about Dean Ambrose until he got ripped, shredded. He got huge all of a sudden.
Here's the thing, too.
He's got 25
And I
seconds.
still got 25 more seconds. So you know what, Dean Ambrose? You could have gotten into better shape in the first place, and then you'd be WWE champion. But everybody wants it handed to him. Now he's in shape. Now he's all jacked up. Now he's doing what he's going to do. And now he's in New Japan. He's in Impact. He might be here on the 29th. God only knows. He's winning championships all over the place. He went, and he's like the King Kong in Japan, slapping people around for the IWGP championship, and he's living the dream.
Time.
Fantastic. Okay, I'm going to throw the topic over to you. Same thing, John Moxley, and 1 minute, go.
Well, I mean, for me, guys like John Moxley, I love the fact that they take advantage of grabbing the brass ring when they're out of the main picture. He had the opportunity to become that same guy when he was in WWE. Like my tag team partner said, when you were in WWE, you could have started lifting weights. You waited until you came back from an injury to show that you had a little bit of muscle. If you wanted to change up your character, make him a little bit darker, you could have done that. I always go back to Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt is running Raw and has yet to step foot in the ring for the last 6 months. So it's like, if you really want to reinvent yourself. But the fact that you're doing it on the indie scene, I respect that. Go back to the indie scene and rebuild yourself. The only issue that I have is you don't burn bridges in this business. And now, with the way that he handled leaving WWE, he burnt bridges. So
Time.
All right. Very
But how
good.
bad can you burn a bridge, though? I mean, Eric Bischoff got hired again.
Yeah.
Right? Like, Hulk
That's
Hogan
true.
came back. It's like, if you get popular enough.
Yeah, I mean,
If CM Punk wasn't completely useless, they might bring CM Punk back.
that's true.
Okay, all right, that's pretty good for your debut effort, right? Next one might not be easy. It's a more difficult topic. All right, and we're gonna let you start with.
Oh, one last thing. Sorry. We got somebody popped up that's watching the show. Rachel just popped up. She's
Hey,
watching the
baby,
show.
how you doing?
I ain't gonna say nothing.
Damn, what is that? Is that a
What?
what?
All right then.
Azrael speaks better Spanish than John. I speak better Spanish than Voodoo Master Vega. don't besmirch me like that. You know, I've been listening to the tapes.
I got some Spanish too. Hola, yo gustar.
Appreciate that. You know what? You need to sell that shit. All right, I will have you. You know what? All right,
What's
all right,
yoga
I'm
in
watching you now.
Spanish?
All right.
Yoga.
No, I'm good.
¿Tú quieres yoga?
All right. Are you ready? We're gonna throw. If you can calm your hormones for a minute and stop trying to. What
I'm
do they
good.
call that? What do they
I'm
call
good.
that when you're trying to scoop?
He's just sexual
scoop on me?
chocolate, man.
You're trying to swoop in on my.
keep it
Hey,
all in.
you know what? Okay, if you can just cease from doing
We
that for a
good.
minute,
We
we'll move
good.
back with the
Next question.
headlines. And sorry. All right.
Here we go. Next
All right.
question. John.
Namaste, John. Namaste.
Oos. All right. You have 1 minute on the clock. The topic is Impact Wrestling. Impact Wrestling.
That's a long time to talk about something that is really fairly irrelevant nowadays. The problem with Impact Wrestling, what happened with them is they lost their identity.
Okay.
That when they first came around, everybody was about them because they were doing the stuff. They were doing what All In did. They were pushing the envelope. There was color. There was girls in scantily clad outfits that were running around and made you feel like you were watching ECW again. They were doing the things that were changing the realm of wrestling. They went to the six-sided ring. Everybody said, "Oh, that's something different that you don't see on television all the time." So this is something different. Then when Hogan took over, it started to go downhill. And it started to go back to the generic four-sided ring and all the storylines and that were just dry and tired. That's where they still are. They never made their way back. So now it's literally about them trying to rediscover themselves.
Time.
Excellent. Okay, I throw the topic to you. Same thing. Impact Wrestling. I think you're gonna have trouble with that one. Go.
So they just released Scarlett Bordeaux, and Killer Cross has gotten his release. There's a couple places that have been releasing talent. People are trying to get free of their television contracts so they can be on other shows, have other opportunities, be independent, so they can maybe show up on AEW, MLW. It's more of a growing experience, working different people in different places. For Kevin Killer Cross, for example, who I've met, and he's a killing machine, so maybe he'll be on AEW or, bigger and better things. He's wrestled John Morrison as many times as it helps him to wrestle John Morrison, so he needs to go find somebody else to go beat the shit out of. I went to their tryout. I liked it. Sonjay Dutt's very informative. It's a good show. They've been running for 15 years. Every year people say they're going out of business this year.
Right.
This is the year they capsize, but they're still going. They're not going to go out of business. They offer a lot of opportunities. They come out to the Vegas area. They have tryouts and seminars, so you should avail yourself of those. A lot of people have gotten extra work out of it, and the people that didn't get signed to anything wound up in AAA working in front of Conan. That was Damian Drake, so good for him. So every company that's open is another opportunity for people, and you need to seize the day. Ha! Right on the minute mark. I'm a fucking genius.
Pretty good. That's pretty good. You know what? You guys have said more about Impact Wrestling in 2 minutes than I think 90% of the professional wrestling media has in. All right.
I always wonder why that is.
That's the thing is because they're a good place to wrestle.
Yeah.
The problem is it's just they lost themselves.
Yeah.
I really feel like they had an identity, and then when they got their six-sided ring back, it was felt like they were trying to rediscover themselves.
Right.
But it just
it goes back to what I'm saying. Like every show should look different. So if you have a six-sided ring, be the
Right.
six-sided ring.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
if you want to have everything on a pole, put everything on a goddamn pole. Like
Yeah.
look different than everybody else.
have more
All right, next
X-Division
question.
titles.
Speaking of things on poles, Destination 6 is on June 22nd, and we're going to be in the tag team tournament, and I'm going to be defending my High Desert Championship and winning gloriously. WWE and remaining the reigning defending champion of the entire high desert.
Is it a match on a pole, or are you going to have strippers there? Like,
Man,
I don't
want
know how
stuff
that
on a pole.
transition went.
I want dancing naked ladies. I want fireworks. I want a
Yeah.
chainsaw hanging from an electrified steel cage. I don't know what they're going to put together. I'm pretty sure it's going to be a regular ring, but the show after that's going to have some kind of Hell in the Cell cage thing with a shark tank over it. God only knows. I might die.
If indeed he does, we will have tryouts for for both the
I'll be fine.
other half of the tag
You
team.
don't know.
I mean,
And
you
we'll
better
see
be
what Mike
able
There's
to
always
wrestle
a
with.
possibility.
You better still be able to wrestle with one arm and one leg if you holding that tag team title with me.
Well, I think Othello will be healed by then, so.
They took her job. They took my job.
Okay, next topic.
I mean, last I heard, he ain't been too happy with me because I've been running with.
Next
homeboy
topic.
over here.
I'm going to give you, well, all right. Next topic, Elias's promo. When you guys said you didn't see Raw, right?
What was it
So
about?
this is
What have you
something
heard about Elias's promo
I
being
haven't
originally
heard
written
a
for John
thing.
Moxley? Okay. I'm gonna cross that off.
I mean,
because
I love Elias. I'll talk about Elias
Okay,
for a whole goddamn
all right,
minute.
go.
Okay. Elias is like if Randy Savage and the Honky Tonk Man had a beautiful, beautiful
Exactly.
baby. He's big, he's athletic, he plays the guitar like Wonderwall. He's been white hot. He gets the best pure heel response of anybody I've heard in years and years. He had the match with not Samoa Joe. God damn it! It was Roman Reigns, the other Samoan fella, and he hit him with the guitar, and he
look
had him
alike.
laid out. And it was the time for Elias to beat Roman Reigns and be a mega heel. And then
Right?
Roman Reigns just came and gave him the stupid Superman punch for again.
He took out the golden shovel,
When
which
the
is
guy
what he
was,
does.
the guy's been white hot. He got the people booing him off nothing more than shitting on the home team football team. He's a genius. I love Elias.
Right.
But they're not going to do anything. Why aren't they selling little guitars for the kids to buy? They hate money. They hate fun. It's like when Braun Strowman was hot, and I was like, they need the big Hulk hands so you can be like, catch these hands,
Yeah.
you know, and
Yeah.
sell them to kids. Because they're for kids. So sell the little guitars for Elias, and the kids can break them on each other.
Oh, no shit. That's why they don't want to sell it.
Right.
Yeah. All right, your turn. Ready? Go.
I mean, I've said it since Elias was back in NXT. I mean, and people don't realize that he recreated himself in NXT and became really something worthwhile. The guy that he is now is the guy that he is every day. And that's why it comes across, because before back when he was in NXT and they were trying to push him under some other gimmick, it wasn't working. So this now, who he is today, I'm gonna probably have to go and try to find that the promo, because I'm sure that it was nothing but solid gold. Because every time he opens his mouth, it's nothing but that. Like this guy really truly between him and Bray Wyatt's promos, that's Monday Night Raw. If you really want two guys to build a show around, that is Monday Night Raw.
You're talking about Slinky's Funhouse or whatever the hell they call that.
Firefly.
Firefly.
Funhouse.
Funhouse.
Oh, man.
Sorry.
Time.
Okay, well, let me just kind of
Elias
fill you guys
is
in.
like Jesus learned to play guitar.
Right.
You know? I love Elias.
You were talking about Moxley going on Stone Cold's podcast, right? Or
It was
it
terrible.
Jericho's? Or is it Jericho?
it was on Stone Cold. And
On one of those podcasts.
God damn it, Dean! Reach into your belly for some fire for Stone Cold. Boy's like,
I do me. I'm the lunatic fringe. I'm from Cincinnati. And
yo, by God, boy! And it was the worst.
Yeah, I mean,
The
because
worst.
he was basically trying to tell him, like, if you want to grab that brass ring, show me that you have some brass balls.
Yeah.
And you could tell that at that point he was done.
Really?
Like Dean Ambrose was like,
Steve, I
I mean,
can't just
they-
give everybody the finger and drink beer in the middle of the ring with naked ladies. They don't let me do that
Or have a
anymore.
really cool finisher that
Or not.
doesn't hurt anybody.
right, that's original, but still.
but cool and not dangerous.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, that's another thing. If you look at all those finishers for the big finishers in the WWF at the time during the Attitude Era, they were all safe. You had the rock bottom
Yep.
or the people's elbow, depending on how you look at it. Right?
Yeah.
You had the Stone Cold Center. You had the mandible claw. Right?
Why
All
couldn't I
these
just bite your
finishers were
fingers?
Safe as shit. And when they hit it, the place went
you
nuts.
knew, you knew that was the period at the end of the sentence.
Right.
You know, like nowadays, you hit your finisher 7-8 times and everybody's kicking out.
Man, the destroyer to the floor.
Yeah.
On NXT Takeover, and that wasn't anywhere near the end.
But then you win the match with a roll up.
That was a lot.
Okay, this last I'm gonna put 10 seconds on the timer here, 11 seconds, because the last topic I feel strongly about, and I think I'm going to weigh in on it too. So we'll have 3 different opinions on this. But we're going to start with, actually, we're going to get Joey the Bull's opinion too.
Oh, hell.
All right? Okay, so all 4 of us are going to weigh in on this, okay? The subject is MMA gimmicks in wrestling. MMA, what your opinion on whatever you want to say about MMA gimmicks in wrestling. And
boy.
go.
I love it. I mean, a lot of people have different sayings about it. I love MMA gimmicks. It's trying to push over the MMA to wrestling, and I see no problem with it. I mean, gloves, the gear. I mean, that's all I can tell you. I have no issues.
55 seconds left to go, so you got to
I thought you said 10 seconds.
No, a minute 10, Joe.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, well, I mean, you had people like Shamrock. I mean, I'm hoping to see people like maybe Ortiz coming one day to WWE. Even what's his name? The little Irish what's his name? The
Conor
guy,
McGregor.
Conor McGregor. I think he'll be great for WWE.
Or me.
But no, I have no problem with it. I mean, a lot of people don't like the fact that they're trying to mix the whole storylines between MMA fighters and wrestlers. But yeah, dude, I have no issue with guys coming in with the gimmick. Time.
15 seconds.
Oh, and God bless America, and God bless USA,
Goodness.
and God bless Joey the Bull Santana, your freaking OCCW ring announcer.
You still got 7 seconds.
Hallelujah.
Time.
Buy all your steaks at Ralph's. Proud supporter of the...
I'm going to let you go.
Okay,
Ready?
go for it.
Go.
I am violently opposed. I think it is the worst. Unless you are a UFC champion, it is the biggest bullshit I've ever heard of. They don't have big characters, a big storyline. If you have an MMA gimmick and then the match does not look MMA, I think that's retarded. Let's see, Matt Riddle and Roderick Strong, they had a really good match. I swear they had more character for Matt Riddle besides like him saying bro and being stoned or whatever. Because Rob Van Dam did that and didn't go very far for Rob Van Dam. So they don't have to make him like a plumber or anything. But I'm sure he's got some kind of interest that I don't know about, some kind of quirky thing that they can work on. Maybe put on some shoes, because the guys that don't wear shoes, it just makes me want to stomp on your foot or whatever, versus the guys that aren't. They had Rusev doing that, and they used the stomping on his foot a couple of times. Unless you were UFC champion, like Brock Lesnar was UFC champion. If Brock Lesnar wants to do that, cool, he can be the guy on the card, but he's also wearing boots, and he was he's a pro wrestler before he was an MMA fighter, right. So his matches have some, like, the structure to it. Matt Riddle's really good. He does a lot of things that are outside of the realm of MMA. Ken Shamrock, good sports entertainer on top of being in the UFC. But Steve Blackman, for example, he's just some karate guy from just a karate school, for God's sake.
Very good. All right, B, I'm going to let you weigh in on it. And go.
I'm going to state this. When Ken Shamrock came into the WWE or WWF then, I was a huge Ken Shamrock fan. I loved the idea of the baddest man on the planet.
Only if you're betting on him.
Right. Well, that's another story for another day. But if this guy who... At that time, because I didn't really know a whole lot about UFC or mixed martial arts, but they portrayed him as just this badass. It was something that at that point when I was a kid was larger than life. Now you look at it and every asshole that can fit a pair of padded gloves on their hands wants to be a mixed martial artist. If you're not classically trained, it makes no sense. So then if you're not trained and you're trying to do it, you look ridiculous. And then if you are trained and you're trying to do it, it's so overdone that it doesn't matter. You could have literally thrown some padded gloves on Goldust and been like, this is the golden, brawler or whatever. And it wouldn't have made any sense, but it would have been something where it's like, it's marketable because we're trying to get people from mixed martial arts to watch.
Very good. Guess it's my turn.
It's your show. You got all night.
No, I'm going to go for a minute, all right, in 11 seconds, all right? The most difficult thing in the world is to try to understand why on earth anyone who is a billionaire, billion with a B, is going to try to sell ice to Eskimos. And what I mean by that, MMA people have MMA. They see real MMA. They spend their money on real MMA. They like MMA because A, it's brutal, and B, it's realistic. It's as realistic a fight as there can be. That same token dictates that they absolutely despise professional wrestling. And that's the truth, right? I've never realized, I've been somewhat involved in mixed martial arts. I've never realized how bad MMA people hated pro wrestling until I started a pro wrestling company and tried to sell them tickets to a professional wrestling show. Whoever got the idea that we're going to make our entire half of our roster into MMA fighters, and then, like you said, put wrestling boots on them, right? Put them in a ring instead of a kid. It's absolute nonsense. And you're right. I do own this fucking thing. And nothing is worse.
Keep going.
Nothing is more. What's the word? Myopic than trying to force MMA into pro wrestling and then that into down someone's throat. Vince, I am not a billionaire. Vince, I am only mildly successful in this business. Vince, I can categorically and emphatically tell you that this MMA nonsense is going to take you down. And that's all I got to say about that.
I mean, because really, when you think about it, it's a lot better for a fake wrestler to go on somewhere and show the world that he really knows how to fight than it is for a real fighter to go on wrestling and show that he can act. Because that's ultimately what they believe we're doing. They look at it and say, these guys are great actors. Yeah. They're stuntmen. So you're now going from something that is legitimate, where you are getting your face punched in, and you're asking those people that cheered for you while you're doing that, cheer for me while I show my athleticism and the fact that I can be a stuntman and an actor. They don't give a damn. They look at it like, well, why should I care about that? Go back to kicking somebody's face in.
Yeah, it just doesn't, it's just not going to translate.
No,
it's not going to.
Not at all.
You can take the entire UFC roster, which they kind of have. They have the two biggest names in the UFC.
Look at NXT now. It has Shayna Baszler and her two friends who actually trained with her while they were in UFC.
Yeah, I
and
never
so
remember
now all three of them are on NXT running rack shot over these girls in NXT, where it's like, you don't believe that any of these other girls are going to stand a damn chance in hell, because you have three actual freaking fighters that look like they could punch any man in the mouth, and those guys are going to turn and walk away.
Right. So that said, we have a guest here today, and before we're up against the hour, well, you know what, I do own this place.
You're the owner.
That's right.
You control the electricity.
Let's call in our guest, the referee extraordinaire and ally to the allies. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Luis Tapia to the show. Hey, Luis Tapia. Yay.
Hey guys.
Come and sit next to him.
Gonna walk around with a chair over here with the Lucha Pro guys.
Yeah.
All over the place.
Yeah. You better bring you better have
Champ.
Ice.
Champ.
Ice.
Well, you better have
baby.
if you have soap and water, that might keep them away.
For the record, I am not an MMA gimmick. I've trained in MMA before, and it shows in my wrestling. Just like Kurt Angle, he trained, he was an Olympic gold medalist in amateur wrestling, and it showed in his wrestling. So just throwing that out there.
Because that's something different. You're taking something that is near and dear to you in your real life, just like Azrael is a real life blood sucking asshole in his gimmick. So
that's how you really feel.
I mean, it is what it is.
Dick to you for no reason.
For the record, I have seen this guy take on real Vikings. Remember, I'm the first generation. I got to see this guy wrestle against gladiators, and I've seen you taking on those Vikings those many years ago.
Right, I've wrestled all kinds of crazy ass people.
So that wasn't a dream. That was actually you reminiscing.
What about Abe Lincoln? Was he that strong?
No, I was in training at Mach 1, and then Eli Drake comes in, for God's sake.
Yeah.
Everybody knows who that is, right? He's huge and monstrous, and
yes, he is.
That was real, and he threw me, and that hurt. and then T.J. Perkins game. You ever try to catch T.J. Perkins? It's really hard, man.
It looks like trying to catch a grease pig. Like, it's not.
It's very muscular.
Okay. Talk to me a little bit about what you got going on, Luis, and what your opinion on the situation that we're having with Lucha Pro and Mariachi Loco and Lil Cholo.
Well, I'm mostly here with OCCW. I'm reffing, I am wrestling, I am doing whatever needs to be done. So with the lucha guys, you know what? I gotta give them props. They're trying to.
What?
Yeah, you know.
Oh,
I gotta give them props. They're trying to bring a war instead of like just talking about it. You have all these other guys talking about, man, fuck OCCW, fuck Orange County. They're actually bringing the fight.
Okay, fair
You know?
enough. Yeah.
I gotta
I'll
give
give
them
them
props
more
for
respect
that.
than those other clowns.
Yeah,
you know,
they actually found some balls. I mean, it's better than the guys that want to sit there and type up their woes and start Twitter wars.
I just prefer to settle things with physical violence.
You know what? It's more final.
wrestling. Yeah,
it's more final and less stressful. That's
There's
for
a
sure.
match involved. The hell
Yep.
with it.
I agree. Yeah, and it seems like they're coming at us from all sides. And in fact, we're having problems from within. You know, Mariachi Loco and Lil Cholo, they're from Orange County. In fact, I've known Lil Cholo since he was 12 years old when he first started wrestling. All of a sudden, you know, we're not friends anymore because I, you know, didn't sign him and book him and all this stuff, and they're crashing the party.
Well, come fight us on June 29th.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Come
that's-
solve the problem. If you don't like me, come kick my ass.
Here's
It's
the-
8381 Catella Avenue. Come on down.
And that's been my answer to a lot of that stuff. Whether you're talking about rolling 9 deep with your homies to come here, you know where it is. You've been here before, or you're gonna go run to your lawyer and then call the cops, right? You can do that too. Show
Right,
up.
or you're going to type up a message and tell everyone how they're trash, but you
Oh,
can't cut a promo.
Yeah, you can't cut a promo. You can't, but you because your meniscus is torn. Go ahead.
My dad didn't throw me a birthday party when I was 12, and I'm still busy. God damn it, where were you?
Here's the thing. You can be in a company for so many years. Your spot is not guaranteed. If he took it to the heart because of, you know, the decision that John De La O made, then I'm sorry, guy. I'm sorry. My spot is not guaranteed.
Right.
You know, and I'm working my ass off for you.
And you're doing a fantastic
Thank
job.
you.
Let me just say.
But you know that's not guaranteeing me that okay, I'm gonna be at the next show. I'm proving day in, day out, day in training, you know, showing up, being a ref, you know, doing, you know, sweeping, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
That's what you gotta do. If you are mad and you don't want to be friends because of that, hey,
I got enough.
Yeah.
yeah.
All right, that's it. Okay, no pity. That's June 29th here at the Del O Training Center. Who do you like? Who do you want to see go? Who do you want to see win? Who do you want to see lose? Who do you think will win? Who do you think will lose? And how are you going to call? Let's say for a minute you're calling the Freddie Helmuth Bulletproof match.
Oh,
You know,
wow.
Freddie
I've been
Helmuth
in
has
the ring
been-
with those guys.
Freddie Helmuth has been known to attack referees, and Bulletproof is not exactly a Boy Scout.
I can take it. You know, I'm a wrestler. I can take it. I didn't train to be a referee, but I'm doing it. And whatever they got, if they want to bring it, bring it. I'll be the perfect referee for that match. I've been in the ring with those two guys. I've won a couple of matches against those two guys. I lost a couple of them, but hey, I'll be fair. You know, I'll be fair. Let the best man win.
Did you beat Bulletproof?
Yes, I did.
Good, he's an asshole. God damn it, Bulletproof.
Head
You
injury
hit me in the head with a
takedown.
stick.
Head injury
Hate that
takedown.
guy.
Finally
But let me just
debuted.
remind you, it's a non-disqualification match. They might put hands on you if you're ready
Bring
for
it.
that.
Bring it. That's why I train at De La O, best wrestling school in Orange County.
All right. Well, we're the only wrestling school in Orange County.
You don't need to accentuate that part
I
of
was
it,
just
man.
asking. I was
Like,
just didn't know.
I don't think I work enough. You know what I mean? I got all these little abs, and then everybody just works on the one big ab that they have in the middle. And mine are still looking not as impressive as some.
What? What does that have to do
You
with
know,
anything?
I gotta put in the time, man. I gotta put in the work. Like
Did you-
most people have a big giant ab, so that when you punch them, you just mess up your hand. And I've got this bunch of little ones that are in there somewhere, but one big one.
Fair enough. You're going to be calling the match between Thunder and Lightning and V-Pac and Daniel Moon. Now, those guys, like you said, you've already talked about what you think of the Lucha Pro guys and how you appreciate them actually bringing the fight to us.
Bring it.
I just want to say it was a pleasure seeing you again, Mr. Luis.
See, now that's what I'm
Tapia. What?
What? Hey,
See, that's why we got into this trouble in the first place. Everybody thinks that they can buy their way through this
No, no,
business.
no, no,
Don't
no.
buy
Alan's
your
been-
way
wait,
through a
Here's
damn
the thing. I'm not gonna steal the fans from a good match. Let's just put it that way.
So Alan's our referee, right?
No, Alan is not our
No,
referee.
why?
I gave him his walking papers after
You
I
fired
realized
Alan?
you were.
Alan is busy with
some
what's
cash.
her name?
That's not true.
That looks bad. Our viewers last week saw you bribing.
That's
We
nonsense.
can't have that. I
That's
have to have
nonsense.
some integrity.
Fake news.
What?
Fake news.
No.
Fake news. That didn't even happen.
That's the world we live in. Everything is fake news.
Yes. Okay, that said, and then there's the match with Gustin and Mikey, which should probably be pretty above board because both those guys have been known for their straight ahead. I can't.
I mean, if they could, clear up their eyes after being up there on the top of the mountain in the bright spotlights of Monday Night Raw and SmackDown.
We're not catering, all right? Catering.
Let me just say this. Mikey has been on television before.
That's true.
And not just WWE Raw.
He was SmackDown's own Mikey O'Shea.
Yeah, I mean, and he beat me on television. He beat me on national television, and that didn't go to his head. That's just Mikey, the same Mikey that was back then is the same Mikey that is now.
Yeah.
So that should be an interesting match. I don't know about Gustin, because I've never been in the ring with that guy. I've seen what he can do in the ring. Hopefully
he inflicts pain. I can tell you.
Hopefully that doesn't take him out of the match.
The way his mind works is God's own private.
Right.
mystery.
Literally, when you're in the ring with Gustin, you got to know that all parts of your body are up for grabs. Literally. So you got to make sure that you come in with your head on straight. Like ready for anything.
Hashtag me too, bro. Like I've wrestled him before.
I saw that cage match.
The quotes and opinions of Azrael are the opinions of Azrael and Azrael alone. They do not represent Orange County Championship Wrestling, the Free Admission Channel, or anyone else with half a mind. And there we go.
Just because I'm wearing a mesh shirt doesn't mean I want to get yummied, you know? It's cosplay is not consent. Like...
The views and opinions of Azrael are the views and opinions of Azrael alone. They do not represent Free Admission Channel, Orange County Championship Wrestling, or anyone else.
I've got a lot of scars from wrestling that, man. They're deep emotional scars. Like I've spent a lot of money on my therapist because of my matches.
All right, we're up against the hour. I want to get everyone's final thoughts. One more time before we go. No pity. Here in Stanton.
June 29th.
June 29th. See these two madmen beat down and put an end to the Lucha Pros' reign of terror, as it were.
I'm calling it down the middle.
This is the first step in us righting the wrong of Vintage Dragon having that title. So that's all this is. We are putting our foot down in the right direction. So damn it, bring your A game, boys, because we don't take nothing less.
I mean, I am the Skeleton King. I look like the Pumpkin King, and I am the skinny, looking like a snack over here, and most of y'all look like Oogie Boogie. I look like a French fry, and most of you look like a baked potato, and got the personality of one to boot. And I'm gonna light you up because I am the Pumpkin King.
Pumpkin Queen.
Joey, any parting thoughts?
Dude, I can't wait to call these matches. I can't wait to do my magical golden voice to introduce and still your OCCW Tag Team Champions, Thunder and Lightning. I guarantee I'll say that by the end of the the show.
There have been so many fucks dropped tonight. Don't censor yourself on that.
Well, fuck it.
We've given out so many, there's no fucks left to give.
More fuck.
But that said, for B.A. Marcus Frey,
Your boy.
for Azrael, we would like to thank our guest Luis Tapia, and for Joey the Bull.
That's right.
Santana. I am Jonathan Malice, and I want to wish you a good night and hope that all of your bumps are in the ring.
Holla.
No fast
Sign us off, Robert. Wake up.